This is a bit of a challenge. If you have a blowtorch, which he probably doesn't have a blowtorch, and it's a snack, I'm very pleased with myself on that one, to be honest. I sound ridiculous right now. I know a lot of people say to blend it, but when I tried blending it, it literally just tasted like eating sand. Wellington, I mean, that one was kind of a fail, but I'm kind of feeling some type of dessert here. There are truly endless possibilities when you just get creative, and let's see where that takes us. Even though I can only eat 8 foods, I have been able to make some pretty creative things, if I do say so myself. I mean, what do we got? We got the beef Wellington. I mean, that one was kind of a fail, but we have a birthday cake, multiple birthday cakes, actually, multiple years, very different birthday cakes, all very delicious birthday cakes. Tongue hulu, cookies, chicken nuggets, many types of sorbet, pie, sushi with rice, and pizza. There are honestly so many different things. That is truly just the start of it, and that is just what was off the top of my head. But that just really goes to show that there is so much you can do when you just get creative with whatever you have. And I know a lot of you who watch the food experiment videos also have a lot of different dietary restrictions, so I thought this is a bit of a challenge. Why don't I try to come up with recipes for you? This is all happening on the spot. I didn't prepare anything. I just posted the form, so if you're not following my Instagram, make sure you go over there and follow and watch my stories, because I'll definitely post it again if you're interested in me doing this again. But there were quite a few responses, so I'm just going to go through the first few that I got, and let's see where that takes us. So first up, we have Olivia. Olivia can eat vanilla protein powder, pomegranates, mango, blueberry, green beans, cucumber, arugula, romaine, pumpkin seeds, oats, zucchini, salt, ginger, oregano, chives, dill, rice, psyllium husk, baking powder, and chia. Okay, that's actually quite a versatile list. It's interesting because there are quite a few spices, which I think can definitely add a lot of depth of flavor. It's one of those things where you don't really think that they have much substance to them, like chives, dill, ginger don't have a lot of substance to them, but it can definitely add a lot of depth of flavor and different aspects to it when you add it to something else. What type of food? Anything I can think of. Favorite thing that she can eat is green beans and cucumber, so maybe we're going to have to include those. Let's think. I'm kind of inclined by the vanilla protein powder. That's interesting there. Okay, I know she really likes green beans and cucumber, but I'm kind of feeling some type of dessert here with the vanilla protein powder, the oats, the zucchini. Okay, this is what I'm thinking. You know how you can make zucchini bread? Well, what if we took the oats and the zucchini and some of the vanilla protein powder, and you blend that up, add a little bit of baking powder, a little bit of psyllium husk to bind it together, because I find that psyllium husk is better than chia seeds, because the chia seeds end up being kind of crunchy. And I know a lot of people say to blend it, but when I tried blending it, it literally just tasted like eating sand. So take all of those things, blend them up, create like a pie crust type of thing, and then on the inside make some kind of pie filling. I have heard people say that you can use zucchini instead of apple. So potentially you could try boiling zucchini like you would with apple, adding a tiny bit of salt, adding some ginger, and then some kind of fruit to give it the sweetness. If your vanilla protein powder is sweet, you could put a little bit of that in, or if there's any sweetener you can have. But if not, mango would probably be your best bet, and potentially some blueberry. Blend that up and strain it so it becomes a bit of a syrup, and cook that down with the zucchini so that it sort of becomes apple, and then bake it and you've got apple pie. But make sure to blind bake the crust first. Okay, next up we have Alex. Alex wants a sweet snack or dessert. The only sweet things he can eat right now are rose hip jam on crackers. Honestly, that sounds really delicious, and homemade cookies, but I would love some more ideas. Okay, what can you eat? Alex can eat spelt flour, mostly bread, crackers, pita bread, milk products in small amounts, chicken, cucumber, rice, rose hip jam, and sugar. Okay, I actually have an idea. I know this is going to sound strange, but you have to trust me here. I used to cook rice back when I could eat more foods. I would cook rice and then I would just mix chocolate chips in it, and it would be like a pudding. Because I mean, it makes sense. Rice pudding is a thing that people eat, a very popular thing at that. But I don't know why people just always clowned on me for that. They thought it was absolutely ridiculous. But I'm thinking something with a base of rice. And if you're feeling up to having one of your milk products, maybe a little bit of milk, tiny bit of butter, mix it in with the rice after it's done cooking. Potentially, I don't know if this is like weird, but you could add a tiny bit of milk in the water when you cook the rice. Actually, I don't know if cooked milk, that maybe let's not do that. No, just do the rice, cook the rice, mix a tiny bit of butter in it to give it that nice rice aspect, then mix some of the rose hip jam in it. Oh, instead of mixing the sugar in, sprinkle the sugar on top. And if you have a blowtorch, which he probably doesn't have a blowtorch, blowtorch. I sound ridiculous right now asking if he has a blowtorch, but if not, I guess you could use a lighter. I'm not sure what else, but essentially to creme brulee the top with sugar, and you've got yourself a rice pudding rose creme brulee. Some of these sound absolutely ridiculous, but I mean, the entire point and the reason why I call my series food experiments and not recipes is because you really don't know until you try, and it's all about just trying random things, and it doesn't really have to make sense, because if it tastes good and it has a texture that you enjoy, then who's to judge? Next up, we have Elizabeth. She wants a low carb dessert. Her favorite thing to eat is sushi. Me too, Elizabeth, me too. I love sushi. She can't have peanuts or anything high carb and can eat anything else. Okay, this might be a little bit challenging because I know some things are like higher in carbs, but the sugar is different, because I know I have a similar thing where I do tend to react to things that are higher in carb. But I know, for example, zucchini, which is one of the vegetables I can eat, is technically higher in carbs, but I think I understand the premise. Okay, I actually just had a really good idea. That one I had to think for a minute. I used to make these and they're absolutely delicious. I know she said she can't have peanuts, but hopefully she can have cashews and coconut. If not, you could definitely substitute each of these out for something else, but it's really high in protein and it's got quite a bit of healthy fats. So these are cashew coconut cookies, and I'll put a picture in because I used to make these all the time back when I had a much more limited diet, because some of the first few things I ever started reacting to were grains and things that were higher in carbs. So what I would do is you take equal amounts, so like a cup of cashews and a cup of coconut, and you put it in a food processor and you blend it up, and you can get it as fine as you want, but sometimes the little bit of texture and it not being a completely fine flour is really nice. Then you take some chia seeds and you mix them in with a little bit of water, and just make sure it stays pretty gloopy, and you can just keep adding a tiny bit more water, but do that separately. Then what you do is you add tablespoon by tablespoon into the coconut and cashew mixture and sort of mix it up with your hands until it forms sort of a formable solid dough. You can also add cocoa powder into this. If you can have some more sugars, you could add some honey or some maple syrup, or you could even add chocolate chips into it, or honestly anything that you want, but it's just a really good base. And then you form that into balls, flatten them out, put them in the oven at about, I think, 350 until they start to get golden brown. First, take them out. They will crumble a lot because there isn't much to hold it together, but once they cool down, they stay together and they are absolutely delicious. You could also take some blueberries and smash them and put that on top at the end. Honestly, such a good dessert, and it's really high in protein. Next up, we have Lily. She wants a lunch type of food that can be packed and doesn't need to be heated up, but is different than just rice and veggies. That's all she feels like she's been eating lately, and her favorite thing has to be blueberries. Blueberries are amazing, and also I completely get that. I do feel like one of the most challenging parts about having any kind of allergy or dietary restriction is leaving the house. And sorry, I just had an intrusive thought that this wasn't filming the entire time, but it was, don't worry. Anyways, back to what I was saying, that it's really hard to pack up food, especially if you have any kind of histamine intolerance. That obviously makes it even more challenging if you can't really pack up food, and sometimes you don't have the tools to heat something up, or you just don't really want to, and sometimes a microwave just vibrating the food, it's not really heating it up. Well, it is by vibrating it, but it's not heating up in the same way, so then it makes it rubbery and not the best. Let's see. Okay, Lily can eat quite a few things. Can't have dairy, citrus, soy, wheat, nuts, meat, shellfish, strawberries, and things that are high in histamine. Okay, good to know the high in histamine thing. Can eat or have been eating without a reaction, because I get that. Sometimes it doesn't make sense, and sometimes you can eat something and then you can't. Rice, broccoli, apples, rice, pasta, seaweed, green beans, raspberries, blueberries, cauliflower, potatoes, mango, oats, fish, Lily's pescatarian, corn, small amounts of egg, coconut oil and olive oil, ginger, salt, pepper, and basil. Honestly, I have a couple ideas. So if you can have rice paper, you could make some kind of spring roll type of thing. I was thinking you could do that with the seaweed, but the problem with seaweed when you pack it up is it does get kind of soggy. So you could hypothetically have the seaweed separate and then wrap it when you eat it and add that as another layer. But you could take a mix of a little bit of fish, and hopefully you can eat fish if it's cold. If not, we'd have to reconsider what the protein would be, because I know for me, I can't really cook protein and then leave it stored. So not 100% sure about that, but mango is always really good in spring rolls. So mango, you could have some cauliflower in there, some potato, potentially some corn, and then you could actually make a dip using some olive oil, grate some ginger in it, maybe a little bit of salt just to add some flavor, and that would also allow you to have that flavor without making it soggy in advance, because you could just dip it in. Another idea is a cold salad, like a pasta salad. So again, you could just add things like mango. I feel like mango is a sweet thing that goes really well with savory. So mango, cauliflower, some green beans, broccoli, potentially some egg in there. And again, you could do like a nice olive oil, ginger, salt, pepper, maybe even blend some basil in there. You could make your own basil olive oil and create a really nice cold salad, which could potentially also last multiple days. So it's easier, you know, you cook it once and you can have it for a couple days. And if you want to get even more creative, you could create a sort of sandwich burger by making bread, and you could decide what you put inside of it. I know you don't eat meat, but you could cook potato and then mash it. You could even add some cauliflower, because I know cauliflower can help bind things together, and a tiny bit of egg just to again help bind it. Add some salt, pepper, season it, and then fry it up in a saucepan, and then you could create a little patty bread. Okay, next is Alyssa. She has no allergies but refuses to eat anything from the sea. I get that. The sea can be a scary place. What type of food do you want? Pasta, snack, lunch? I don't know. You can pick. Okay, I'm picking snack then. What's your favorite thing that you can eat? Her favorite thing to eat is pasta and pizza. I have a good, okay, imagine pizza, but it's a snack. Also, I actually have seen this be done with pasta. I'm gonna combine the two. You're gonna have pizza pasta chips. So you take pasta and you cook it and then season it with pizza toppings, so whatever you like. Well, so first of all, tomato sauce for sure, some Italian seasoning maybe, pepperoni pieces, and then dehydrate it and create pasta chips. So now you have everything all combined. It's practically a lunch. It is a pasta. It is a pizza flavor, and it's a snack. I'm very pleased with myself on that one, to be honest. I think that one was too good. I'm going to end on that one because that was such a fun one, and honestly something that I would be very excited to see how that turns out. So whether you submitted to the form or you didn't, or you just have your own dietary restrictions, maybe it matches people we created an idea for today. Tag me if you make any of these recipes, or if you're just trying to get creative and come up with something new with what you can eat. I would love to see that, and I would love to support you. I say this about life a lot, that there are truly endless possibilities when you open your mind up to it, but I think that really does apply to food as well. There are truly endless possibilities when you just get creative. What you can and can't eat, what your body is not going to react to, and the foods that your body will accept is way less interesting than what your mind can do with all of that and with that information and what that can create for your life. So I hope you get creative with your life, because your mind is truly a superpower. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I'll see you next time.